If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. So this video is yet another warning about yet another scam going around online and how you might fall for this one, because lots of people are falling for this one. More people than perhaps would realize they would. So welcome back, but if you're new to my channel, I'm a barrister who helps you understand law, and I very often do videos like this to help you from falling for these kind of scams, one video at a time. So this scam is a little bit unique in that the messages will come to you on Facebook from somebody you recognize. Now, many of us have recognized before when someone has been hacked and you get some really random kind of message come from a friend, either by a text message or on Facebook or even by email or something like that. Some of them, I had one just yesterday from an old client saying, check this link out, but the link was going to some really funny kind of website, and clearly that wasn't my client sending me that link. Obviously, my client had been hacked, so our clerks would reach out and say, your account looks like it's been compromised. But this hack, or this scam that I'm talking about today, is a little bit more unique than that. In the message will come to you from a friend, and it will read fairly normal, and you might be led to think that it is really your friend talking to you. Your friend, obviously it's not your friend, it looks like it's your friend, on Facebook Messenger, will come through to you and start up a conversation with you, and it will look like a genuine conversation. How are you? And these kind of things. Only then they'll go on to tell you some great news that they've received some 10, 20, 30, 40,000 pounds in some kind of lottery or something else. And then they ask you for some of your details because they can put your details into the scheme or the lottery or whatever it is, so that you might benefit from some of this money as well. But because the conversation comes across like it's just from your friend and they've won this money and they're having a genuine conversation with you, you might not think that they want anything from you. They're only asking for your details, and they're trying to help you share in the money that they've also won. They just tell you that they just need your name and a few bits of details, simple details like your name and your address, and then they'll go on to your date of birth and things like that. Before long, they might ask you for credit card details or bank details to receive the money, and then you might think this is perfectly fine because you're just giving them details that you can receive money from. They're not asking you for money. Most scams, you would think, are asking you to pay something. They're asking you for some kind of money. But what you really must remember is that any of this personal information can be used by scammers and fraudsters. In fact, they sell these at something like £10 a set of data. If they have all of your complete data, your name, your address, your date of birth and bank details, these get sold on by fraudsters by the thousands, and they get something in the region of £5 to £10 per set for this information. But it's what they do with this information that is really devastating afterwards. One lady found out that she'd had hundreds of companies set up in her name, only it was nothing to do with her. She was employed by somebody else. But somebody had got enough of her details, her name, her address and everything else to register her as a director at Companies House for all sorts of different companies. And then obviously those companies had gone on to take out loans, and even during the pandemic they'd taken the bounce back scheme loans and all of these kind of things. So this one lady in particular found that she'd been listed against hundreds of different companies with her name, and they'd taken out dozens and dozens of different loans and all sorts of stuff, which is obviously completely, utterly destroyed her credit rating. She only found this out when she came to be moving house, and then obviously the mortgage company didn't even consider her at first blush because she'd got such a destroyed credit rating. So this is just how crucial it is not to hand any of your details out to anybody else. Now, if you're in the position where you have had your details leaked, there have been a number of different leaks just recently, and the name and address and direct debit details can be leaked to other parties, and then other parties, fraudsters, can get hold of these details on the dark web, as it's called. That's the part of the internet that you don't find on Google. People list these for sale and they exchange them, and then people nefariously take out loans and all of these kind of things against people's names. They're obviously doing it because there are always ways of obtaining money by deception using someone else's details. It's outright fraud, but before long these people have disappeared with the money and you are left picking up the pieces with your credit rating. So back to the beginning, if you get messages on Facebook that appear to come from your friend and they appear to be friendly, just remember one simple rule: you do not hand out any of your personal details. You don't put them online, you don't hand these details out even to a friend. Even if it's a bank that is texting you, I know usually banks text you to say they need to confirm certain transactions, unless that is absolutely simple and the information is coming one way, i.e. from the bank to you, and you're confirming those details and you can be sure that it's the bank. Even then, I would say that you should ring the bank yourself so that you know you are definitely speaking to the bank. And even then, when you go to the website, make sure it's the official website that you're going to. Many people simply Google a site and then go to the first one that they find, because some of them might look like genuine results. When they land on the page, it might look like a genuine page for that bank or institution or whatever it is. But not always the case. Make sure you're on the correct bank so you get the correct number and you're speaking to the correct people. So all of this starts with a simple message, a simple hi from one of your friends on Facebook. Only it's not your friend, and the scammers and the fraudsters are not your friend. But here on this channel, I'm helping you to avoid this fraud one video at a time. So please do share this video with someone that you think is going to fall vulnerable to this. If someone's on Facebook all the time and speaking to their friends all the time, they may well be duped into thinking that one of their friends has come forward and it's a genuine conversation and they gleaned some details from them, but all the while their account has been hacked. So I hope this has been useful. I hope it's a useful warning to you. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.